Hi, I'm Ilana, and I'm the co-creator of 2B Mindset, launching with Beachbody on May 2nd, 2018. And I'm getting a lot of amazing questions about this revolutionary weight loss program. And I want to just answer all the great questions I've been getting in one place right here for you. I'm sure you'll still have questions. Please comment in the question section so I can keep answering all the questions. But a lot of people ask, well, what is the 2B Mindset? The 2B Mindset is the weight loss program and philosophy that helped myself, lose 100 pounds and keep it off. And it's going to help you learn to lose weight happily so you can learn to keep it off for good as well. Another question is, who am I? What's my story? What's my background? So, yes, I'm a registered dietitian, nutritionist. Yes, I have a master's degree in nutrition, a bachelor's degree in nutrition, and I'm an RD, and that's great. And so everything I tell you will always be sensible and credible and evidence-based and health-minded. But you will probably relate more so to my own personal experience having lost 100 pounds and kept it off. A little bit about my background. I was a very, very obese child. I was only 4 years old when my parents got divorced, and I started emotionally eating as a form of coping. I would, eat enormous amounts of like Chinese food takeout. My family would come home and say, "Where's dinner?" And I'd be like, "Oh, that was for everyone," and I would eat it all. We moved around a lot, and I would have like my one stool in the kitchen that was my safe haven while I'd watch TV at night and eat peanut butter from a jar or whole bread rolls, and just kept getting bigger and bigger and more unhealthy. It got in the way of my ability to have as fun of a childhood. So I still had fun. I was always sociable, but I couldn't do the monkey bars. I got made fun of the first time I went to ballet, so I never went back. Couldn't do gymnastics, and always felt really insecure and weighed down by my weight, I just kept getting bigger and bigger. So when I was 8 years old, my doctor, my pediatrician, sent me to weight loss camp. My doctor told my parents, enough is enough. You got to send this girl away this summer. So at 8 years old, I was in G1. I was the youngest bunk in camp, and I went away for 9 weeks to sleepaway camp in upstate New York to go to fat camp and lose weight. And the good news is that I, at a very early age, I had a positive association with weight loss, and I lost about 30 pounds that summer, but I would just gain it all back and more every school year because my parents did not have a positive approach to weight loss. They did every diet in the book. I would just watch them start something new and gain it all back, and start something new and gain it all back, and I didn't want to do anything restrictive, so I just kind of counted on weight loss camp every summer. So I would go and follow this like overly restrictive eating plan. I'd wait in line with my pre-portioned food. You'd have to exercise like 10 hours a day. I'd lose about 30 pounds, but then I would again just gain like 45 every school year. And I yo-yo dieted in this vicious pattern and cycle for years, more years than I want to admit, like 6 years, losing weight, gaining it all back and more, losing weight, gaining it all back and more, until I topped off at my highest weight, and I was 215 pounds, and I was only 5 feet 2 inches tall. I was custom ordering size 20 jeans and jean skirts online because they didn't have them in stores, and when I had to go to a wedding or an event or had anything fancier, my mom would take me to a fabric store, try to find something that didn't look like a couch, and we would go to a seamstress or a tailor to piece it together for me because I wasn't going to shop in Lane Bryant as a 13-year-old kid. So I had to change my mindset. I needed a better way. I was being so weighed down and boggled by my weight. I was appearing confident, but I was internally struggling. I had 100 pounds of extra weight on me as such a young person. And so that summer going into high school, I said, enough is enough. This summer I'm going to lose this weight. I'm actually going to keep it off. And I did. And I told myself, now that you went from 215 to like 185, what are you going to do that is working in the summers that you could still do? Obviously, I can't work out 10 hours a day. No one else is preparing my food like that. I still don't have positive role models around me, but how can I create my own system while still living my life? And I love to eat a lot of food. I love food. I love restaurants, and I love going out with friends. So I had to figure out what I could do during the school year so I could keep my weight off and actually keep losing more, and I did. And I always wanted to study nutrition because I've always wanted to give everyone else the same gift that I have received and keep receiving as I got healthier and better and stronger and fitter and leaner and more confident. So I went on to University of Maryland where I started studying nutrition, and I was in a sorority, and I still drank plenty, but I had all the philosophies and tools and strategies I've come up with along the way to make sure that I could actually still lose weight while keep living my life through it. And when I graduated, UCLA hired me, and they basically said, Ilana, here's a weight loss seminar, we want you to lead it. And I basically took everything that I was learning in a school academic point of view to make sure everything was credible and sound, but then took it with all my practical tips and advice that I was getting from my own experiences. And I got 100 UCLA employees and every demographic. So I had 19-year-olds working in the kitchen. I had 75-year-old secretaries. I had people who are nurses working the late night shifts, people going through menopause, people with physical injuries who can't exercise, and everything in between. And I started working out a system in that first semester, and it was really successful. And so then I went on to the next semester. And the next semester I taught, I kept tweaking what worked so well from that last semester that I should do this time more effectively. What messages should I pronounce more strongly? And I kept making little tweaks, and the weight loss average semester to semester kept getting better and better and better. And I realized it was a mindset thing, because sometimes the older woman going through menopause would lose more weight than the young, capable man. And I realized it was really a mindset, and I got to work with each person individually while building up my private practice, working one-on-one with people, and I really started understanding where everyone is coming from in their weight loss struggles and how I can best help them overcome them so they can keep losing weight happily and learn to keep it off for good. I ended up teaching at UCLA for 10 semesters. I still teach at UCLA once a month, working with all these people who've done the program in the past to ensure that they maintain their weight loss and a positive, healthy mindset moving forward. And luckily I partnered with Beachbody, the incredible, amazing company behind mega fitness programs like P90X and Insanity. And for the past 2 years, we've been perfecting my system even greater and testing it out on hundreds of people. And it's just become even more and more effective, and now we're launching it so you can do it starting May 2nd. And that's where we are today. And in the process, I had a daughter, got pregnant, had to lose the weight from her, which I did very effectively with the 2B mindset. I'm now 8 months pregnant again, and still, the greatest part about this is it's a sustainable way of eating that you can keep with you for the rest of your life. So let me now answer some of the questions that we keep getting. So one thing people keep asking is, can they do this if they're dairy-free, gluten-free, kosher, vegan, vegetarian? Yes, yes, and yes. This program, how I explain it, is there are guidelines. It's not just like a mindset and you're going to just be eating intuitively and not seeing results. There are guidelines. There is enough structure so that you are seeing results, so you feel like you're doing something in a structured fashion, so you are staying on track with where you want to be. But it's enough flexibility that you can have any dietary pickiness, restrictions, or whatever that you have. If you're vegan, we have a whole separate vegan modification video. Another thing is what does this look like? So the 2B Mindset is video based. So on May 2nd, you're going to purchase it, and you will get a nice bucket of videos. So there's 40 videos. 26 break down the whole system. So 26 videos will break down kind of like the equivalent of 10 to 20 private one-on-one sessions with me. I'm going to go over my fundamental principles, how to break down the food groups, how to look at your breakfast, your lunch, and your dinner and your snack in a way that is so sustainable. So there's no prescribed meal plan, because I'm never going to tell you, have chicken and asparagus for dinner when you want to go out for sushi that night. So you're going to be able to be so flexible with it. I'm just going to give you kind of how to see your meals in a smarter fashion, so you can take it with you wherever you are. And then there's how to set up your kitchen for having a 2B Mindset kitchen. But Ilana, what if I don't cook? Well, there's a video of me literally sitting at a table with a stack of menus, and you can learn how to order Chinese, Mexican, Italian, a diner, fast food, and still have the to-be mindset, lunches, dinners, breakfast, whatever it is. So you do not have to cook. There's also a video on, well, what if I just like to eat a lot of food? I'm a big volume eater, like I am. So what's the strategy I use so you can use it too and eat a lot at things like barbecues or Thanksgiving dinners. There's also a video on what if I'm an emotional eater. There's a whole video on emotional eating. There is literally a video kind of covering everything. Grocery store, and that's the best part of it, is that it so seamlessly will integrate in your lifestyle. So if you don't exercise and you don't want to start like an exercise program that you have to exercise an hour a day, this is something that you don't have to, because you can seamlessly fit this into how you're already living. You're already going to the grocery store, now you're doing it with the to-be mindset. You're already ordering takeout, now you're doing it with the to-be mindset. So you're already eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner, now you're just doing it with the to-be mindset. So you're still going to eat big, satisfying, delicious meals every day while still losing weight. There's also videos on all the questions you have, like, Ilana, the scale went up, now what? And there's also a video on, but I hit a plateau, now what? So there's literally a question answering all of the questions you ever had, how to travel. And I'll break down a quick travel trip of like 3 days to a longer one. What if I have events? So I'm going to break down what a daytime event looks like going to a kid's birthday party, or a sports watching game, or a cocktail party, or a wedding. So there's literally a video answering all the questions that you have so you can keep losing weight with the to-be mindset and keep it off. And it's also going to come with a lot of extra tools. So then there's 14 recipe videos, and these are not like any recipe videos you've ever seen before. They're super messy, they're super gritty, nothing is pre-measured. A lot of it is like, pre-made this, pre-chopped this, frozen this, me shaking and making a mess in the kitchen the way you can do it too. It's not like, I don't have a culinary background, it's nothing like pre-chopped and extra food styled. It's very practical, so even if you've never cooked before, please watch recipe videos, because you'll see how easy some of these recipes are and how big, filling, satisfying, and delicious they are too. So they all have like so few ingredients, so easy to make, and they're delicious. And you'll love them. And then in addition to the videos, there's also tools. So you're actually going to get a physical box, a go-to guide, a recipe book that has even more recipes in it. You're going to have nice sums up of the videos, kind of like a notebook, a tracker, a water bottle. You're going to have all these amazing tools that Beachbody is brilliant at creating to go along so you can be most successful. The next question I'm getting a lot is exercise. Do you have to exercise? What if you do like to exercise? So on this program, what I've noticed in my own personal weight loss is food is everything, exercise is extra credit. Being someone who's 100 pounds overweight, I know it's not that fun to exercise when you feel like you don't see the changes right away, and everything's bouncing. So, exercise is not required. Also, a lot of people tend to exercise just as means of eating more, and that's just a negative mindset that you're going to want to get rid of. So, this program is for you if you don't want to exercise, you're not interested, and you still want to lose a lot of weight and feel good in your body. You're going to do amazing at this program, especially because once you do get off those extra layers and you feel good in your body, you're like, oh, I want to see what this can do, and you'll probably want to exercise down the line, but you absolutely don't have to exercise from the start. Or if you're someone who does love to exercise, but you just don't see the results you want. So, I would recommend you continue to exercise if you love to do it and it makes you have a positive mindset and it jumpstarts your day in a positive way. And now you'll actually focus on your food and getting that into a good place so you actually see the results that you've probably always been looking and wanting to see. A lot of people ask me, if you don't exercise, will you still maintain your muscle mass? Yes, absolutely. The meal plan and recommendations are designed to completely and totally sustain muscle mass. You can eat protein every meal, you can be eating regularly. So yeah, even if you're not working out, you will probably see nice definition and a nice lean, wonderful look. And if you do add exercise to it, then you can see an even stronger, leaner look if that's what you're going for. The next question is, can kids do this? So 1 in 3 kids in the United States is now overweight or obese. So, and I was an overweight kid, so I definitely want children to benefit as well if they are overweight. But I recommend the parents do this first, and the parents do it with effort. because it's a very contagious program. So if you as a parent are doing this and you're doing it well, your kids will benefit tremendously from it. They'll start having a more positive relationship with food in their bodies. They'll have healthier food and better food around the house, and you'll probably notice that if they have to lose weight, they'll probably just start slimming down in a nice, gradual approach without having to overthink it. So I really recommend, if you're so concerned about your child, that you do it too, because even if you don't have weight to lose, you can still benefit from this program. We've tested this program on so many people who are fit, trim, healthy, and strong, didn't feel like they had any weight to lose, and they actually said they benefited so much from the program because it actually just enhanced their positive mindset towards food. So, in the past they might have had a burger and fries and then thought they cheated or felt guilty about it or had to exercise double the next day, and all of that gets resolved with the 2B mindset because there is no cheating on this plan. You can't cheat doing this, and if you have a burger and fries, you're going to say, okay, I had a burger and fries, it was delicious, let's move on. And you'll still probably be able to lose weight that week and feel good about it, so and enjoy it even more. So it's really just a positive approach to eating that has so many benefits to it. Improving your relationship with food, improving your body weight and size, and also improving your overall health. So that brings me to the next question. People keep asking me, which is, what can I do before starting this program? So a couple things. First thing you could do is open your mind. Have an open mind, because what I'm going to recommend is probably going to be different than what you've been following or doing in the past. And that's a good thing, right? Because if nothing changes, nothing changes. So while I might be saying things to you that you haven't done before or been thinking or following, have an open mind to it, because this is a great approach. Everything I'm saying is not just effective for me and my personal weight loss and thousands of people I've worked with, but also everything is backed by research and proven as effective tools to enhance your health and well-being. So have an open mind, be accepting to trying a new way. And I also recommend you get a physical. Before doing this program, it's a good idea to go to your doctor, get your labs taken, so you can see how so many areas of your health can benefit when you're doing the 2B mindset. The next question is, will it be translated in Spanish? Yes, it's going to be, the printed materials will all be available PDF in Spanish, and there will be subtitles. The next question is, will you be using the scale? Yes, I'm a big fan of the scale. It's a weight loss program, and the scale is a measure of your weight, so you will be going on the scale and seeing how you progress, and that's a good thing. So if right now you're scared of the scale, it's probably because you haven't been going on it and you don't have a amazing program to go around with it, teaching you how you can still eat well and be satisfied every day while seeing that scale go down. So if you don't have a scale, I recommend getting one, because you're going to want to see how well you are losing weight along this process. And just because you hated it in the past, you're probably going to start loving that thing, because it's going to keep showing you the positive reinforcement for all your amazing changes. The next question is eating disorders. Can you do this if you have an eating disorder? Listen, if you've done at least one horrible diet out in the world, you have some probably disordered way of looking at food. I think a lot of people in America now have a disordered way of viewing food and their bodies and their weight. So if it's come on because you did just so many really insensible diets, then you should definitely do this program and you'll benefit from it. But if you have a deep psychological disorder, because eating disorders are classified as psychological disorders, if it is a deep-rooted psychological disorder that manifests itself in eating, you have a really negative relationship with food and your body and the scale, and you've been in and out in treatment centers and it's not worked out yet, I recommend you obviously work with a multidisciplinary team of specialists like dietitians who specialize in it, therapists, psychologists, doctors who specialize in eating disorders, and not start this program. So I obviously, if you have a strong psychological or medical condition like diabetes or kidney disease, you need to have the oversight of a doctor rather than doing a generalized plan and work more individually and closely with someone if you have, such bigger issues to uncover. So a lot of people have been asking me, can you do this if you have diabetes? You really need to be working closely with your doctor, with the oversight and approval of your doctor before doing this program. It's not designed for someone who with diabetes. So I would be concerned that your blood sugars would run too high, too low, and not be in good control. So you really should only do this if you have any condition, if you are being very, very closely monitored by a doctor. But if you have pre-diabetes or your doctor's just told you that you have elevated blood sugar, elevated cholesterol, then you could absolutely do this program and benefit tremendously from it. The next question is, that's kind of it. I mean, those are the big questions I've been getting. If there are more, people ask me like, are there recommended meal ideas? Of course. There's a huge amount of recipes, and I talk about tons of things like that. People ask like, do you have to drink Shakeology? I love Shakeology. I try to drink it every single day. A lot of my clients who've been testing the program drink it every day and love it. But it's not required to do this program. So if you don't have Shakeology, you don't have to, but I highly encourage it because it's an amazing protein source that you can, have breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack. It tastes delicious. It's really good for you. It has so many added superfood benefits to it, and it's great for the mindset because it's so filling, so it keeps you really full and satisfied, so you don't feel like you are thinking about food all day, which is the best part of this program. You actually think less and less about food, and that's one of the best parts. And another question I get is, and a point I want to make is it is not like anything else. So a lot of people try to compare this to other things. It's literally not like anything else. And in one of the biggest ways is because people actually lose more weight with time. So unlike other programs in the past where you might have lost a lot of weight month one, but then it like stalls, this is the opposite. You will actually probably find that you will lose more weight in month 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 than you do in month 1. And that's something we've seen consistently testing this out on hundreds of people. Because in the first month, it's trial and error. You're working out your system. Because like I said, I'm giving you guidelines, but you're really making your own choices, which is what makes it so sustainable. So in the beginning, it's trial and error. What works for me? What do I love? What do I want to try? What do I want to do? And then once you figure it out, it clicks, and you just go within, you enter what I call melting mode, where you just like literally can lose so much weight month to month to month. It actually speeds up. It never slows down. And, there are a lot of myths that like, but as you get closer to your goal weight, doesn't it get harder? No, it actually gets easier with this program because once you figure out your system, it's really consistency that's key. Another question a lot of people get is there a time frame to do this? No. Because some people, will watch the videos and say, well, that makes sense, that makes sense, that makes sense, and want to keep watching them. And other people are like, well, that's so different from what I've been doing. I want to take my time on that video and really apply those principles to my life and go from there. And it's not a race. Go at your own pace. Just because you watch the videos faster doesn't mean you're going to lose weight any faster, okay? Because information, there's a great line that knowledge and success is when information goes in motion. So you might be taking all the information in, but it's really when you practice it in motion on a day-to-day basis that it sticks and it works and it shows to be effective. And I really recommend you go at your own pace. There's no time on this because some people have to lose 5 pounds, and that might take a week or two, and then some people have to lose 150 pounds and really need to stay super putting that effort in, and will consistently see the results. And also, once you do the 2B mindset, you always have it. So, you'll always look at food a little bit differently. You'll always have a more positive relationship with food in your body. So there's no time constraint on it. And those are the big questions I've been getting. So I hope that answers a lot of your questions. Please message me if you have more. And I love you, and I'm so excited for you to get started. If you don't have a Beachbody coach, I really recommend you get one. And you can message me and I can try to walk you through what that looks like. But having an awesome coach and being part of an amazing group will definitely help you in your success in this program because, we have to change our mindsets. We all have a negative relationship with food in our bodies and emotional eating and all this stuff. And it doesn't take one day to repair from watching a video. It really takes practice. And coaches, Beachbody coaches will be running groups where you can do this amongst a community and you could all be doing it together because while I might be suggesting a birthday party. It's not the birthday party where, your great aunt is there who makes you stressy, right? So it's really takes that community engagement and dynamic that really helps make this most effective. So if you don't have a Beachbody coach, I really recommend you get one. And if you are a Beachbody coach, I really recommend you sign up for the Tubing Mindset immediately on May 2nd, and you join my private Facebook group that's exclusive for coaches, so I can help coach you through this first before you coach others in it. And that's my sum up of the Tubing Mindset and answering most of your questions. Please follow me on Instagram at Ilana Molstein RD, and on Facebook, Ilana Molstein Nutrition, as well as this YouTube channel, Ilana Molstein RD, so I can keep answering more and more of your questions. I cannot wait for you to get started. You are going to rock this.